It's the LCG Kickback Podcast. Come and listen to me talk my mess. Anything music, even jazz. Anytime it moves, the music does. It's the LCG Kickback It's the LCG Kickback Podcast. Come and listen to me talk my mess. Anything music, even jazz. Anytime it moves, the music does. It's the LCG Kickback Podcast.
Hello, it's Let's Chat Gemini, and y'all come on in. I got some tea that's just about to spill over. It's hot and it's so hot. I got to spill this tea. Now, how are y'all doing? Y'all okay? Okay, good. I didn't want to talk about this story, but here I am about to talk about this story. I didn't want to talk about it, but here I go. What prompted me to talk about this is because the latest allegation says this rapper stuck his damn toe in a woman's vagina. So, yeah, I'm talking about T.I., Mr. T.I.P., Clifford Harris, and Tiny. I feel like Tiny is just a genuinely, in my opinion, in my spirit, I feel like she's a good country, wholesome girl that got turned out by T.I., the country bad boy rapper. And she 10 toes in now. And cause y'all remember the time T.I., they got stopped and there was drugs, blah blah blah, and Tiny took the charges. Cause if T.I. would have took the charges, you was gonna stay a while. Yeah, that's what I think she's really taking the ride or die role. She's taking that, she riding that shit to the end, baby. That's what I think. And she's older than him. But then, she might be a freak that T.I. just brought all that out of her. I don't know these people. I'm just speaking what I feel is coming out of my spirit. Now, if you don't know what's going on, let me catch you up with the tea. Around January of this year, T.I. and Tiny, allegations came out about them of drugging and sexual coercion. The rapper T.I. and his wife Tiny denied the claims of sexual assault and facilitating sexual abuse after Atlanta resident Sabrina Peterson posted screenshots to her Instagram story of direct messages from over 2,000 alleged victims. There's a lot of women. The accusers claimed that T.I. and Tamika Tiny pressured them to take drugs, to take off their clothes, and to have sex with them or others present. Some said they lost consciousness while being in the presence of T.I. and Tiny, or woke up without remembering the previous night. Peterson began posting allegations to her Instagram story like January 28th, as she previously alleged that T.I. held her at gunpoint. Now, the Harrisons issued a statement denying the allegations. The statement goes as this. Mr. and Mrs. Harris want to be on record and, more importantly, want the public to know they emphatically deny in the strongest way possible the egregiously appalling allegations being made against them by Sabrina Peterson, a spokesperson told Vulture, the magazine. Then they went on to say the Harrisons have had difficulty with this woman for well over a decade. They're taking this matter very seriously, and if these allegations don't end, they will take appropriate legal action. Tiny also previously defended her husband on Instagram, posting a photo of him with 2 children who she claimed were Petersons, and alluded to her family's relationship with Peterson. And then she put, he was just uncle 2 years ago. Now, when did you say my husband saucy you? Did you change your mind or change it back? Stop harassing my family, is what Tiny said. So then Peterson responded to the couple's denial on Instagram, saying, let's take a lie detector test. So, and then she applied she had an attorney and will file a lawsuit against the Harrisons. No charges have been filed yet by either side. I've been heard in the streets that T.I. and Tiny some freaks. But I mean, T.I. is good looking. A lot of women want him. I don't see why they would have to force like drug people and stuff to be part of that. A lot of people want to have sex with them willy-nilly because there's a lot of freaky people, especially in Atlanta, But, let me just go on, continue with the story, So the allegations are drugging, sex trafficking, and rape. None of the accusers have shared their name, So one of the victims, and I mean, you can't really say it's just Peterson, causing all this trouble, because there's a lot of victims coming out. So, Attorney Tyrone Blackburn is representing 11 of the accusers and has retained 3 more accusers that's seeking a criminal investigation into T.I. And Tiny and their associates. So, and the sex trafficking and rape, I don't know. I don't ever want to be the woman that goes against another woman saying that happened to them, At first I just thought they messing with another popular, famous black couple or black man. But one of the claims from a woman who she went in detail about an encounter she had in Miami with the couple when she was 20 years old. She says that T.I. forced her to swallow a pill and take a powdered substance which drugged her. She alleges that Tiny then proceeded to engage in sexual intercourse, and she couldn't consent because she was drugged out of her mind. Another woman, also 20 at the time, claims she was drugged and raped by T.I. and one of his male friends again in Miami. And that was in Miami, May of 2010. And the attorney that's representing these women says he has received medical records for the victim. The third accuser says she was sex trafficked in Nevada, California, and Florida by the couple. So, these victims are in at least 2 states, California and Georgia. And they're accusing both Tiny and T.I. and members of their inner circle. And the criminal allegations actually span over 15 years of methodical, sadistic abuse against women in various venues throughout the country. And most of the allegations are eerily similar. They usually start women prior to or upon immediately entering the Harrison's home, hotel, or tour bus, were coerced by Tiny to ingest drugs or some other unknowingly administered drugs to impair the victim's ability to consent to subsequent vile sexual acts. But T.I. and Tiny keep saying they're confident that the claims are going to be thoroughly and fairly investigated and no charges will be forthcoming. These are some pretty serious charges. The attorney Blackburn is also representing a woman who says she has a 10-year history with the couple and is alleging T.I. held the gun into her head. And that's Sabrina. I see she's suing the couple for defamation and intentional infliction of emotional distress, among other things. So she went on social media, so now she's suing. And then T.I., I honestly appreciated the statement. His statement made by him. It said, whatever we have done has been done with consensual adults. We never forced nobody. We never drugged nobody against their will. We never held nobody against their will. We never made nobody do anything. It was like an 8-minute long video statement he shared on Instagram. I ain't never raped nobody. Never raped nobody. And yeah, I don't think T.I. had to rape somebody. I don't know. Those some bad allegations. But like I mentioned the story earlier, where Tiny had to take the charges for him when they found all them drugs and stuff. What y'all was doing all them drugs? So if y'all remember that story, it would kind of make sense that these women are saying that they gave them drugs. But was it coerced or did they consent to it? So right now it's about 30 women between 2005 to 2018 with allegations against this couple. I mean, I didn't want to believe the story. I didn't, but, more and more comes out. T.I., did you stick your toe in a woman's vagina? Like, what's cool about that? Did you just do that to do that if you did that? T.I. son knows. I'll say that. I've have heard about them being into threesomes and stuff, but and not only this, she kind of fell out with Tiny, and I never thought they would fall out like that, but they done fell out. So I'm like, is she kind of running before she get stirred up in it? Well, anywho, the respective offices that open criminal investigations in 2-2 are going under the Trafficking Victims Protection Act and Georgia's Rape, Kidnapping, RICO, and Terroristic Threats Statute. And the lawyer, he just wants to get the women justice. They don't know if they're going to file a civil suit as of yet. I just wondered, who did T.I. piss off? Well, we know it was Peterson that started it, but what made the other women come through with the come through? And it's just funny that T.I. horrified fans after revealing that he accompanied his 18-year-old daughter to the gynecologist every year to ensure that she still has her hymen intact, and you doing these type of things to other women's daughter. Now, if it's consent, hey, go ahead, y'all get y'all freak on. But if it wasn't consent, you got daughters, T.I. and Tiny. Or is other people trying to join with Peterson to get some money out of them? I do think eventually that's what's going to be next. Let's see if we can get some money out the two. But T.I. ain't been in no trouble in some years, legally. I don't know. What y'all think about this story? Give me your take on it. I don't know if it's true or not. It could be very well true. I know how these rappers, celebrities, But did they force these people into this? Or did these things happen with consenting adults who were cool with it? Y'all let me know what y'all think.